Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. I've been wanting to do this topic again for a while. I didn't really know how to phrase the question, but we're going to be doing who were you in your past life? This is assuming that you do have past lives, which I suppose many people do. I'm not an expert or anything, but I feel like most people do have past lives, and I am going to be looking into one particular past life. If there are other, I guess, patterns or clues or anything that may come up, but I'm going to do my best to make my intention for one particular past life, see who you were there, anything about the details of this lifetime. And I am hoping it will be helpful in this lifetime because I have found in all of my personal readings I've done for people, the past life energy does tend to roll over into this lifetime. And therefore, it could be helpful in figuring out, I guess, some of our, whether it's like karma or things that we just need to heal, and different insights. So that's my goal here for today. We have here the 4 decks. We have 2 tarot decks and then 2 oracle decks. I am going to be reading the oracle decks intuitively just based on what I see. So apologies to the authors of these decks. I'm not going to really be looking into the book meanings. Okay, so the timestamps are below. Remember, it's a general reading. And if you'd like a personal reading, the info is below. And I'll just show you the selections, or you can pause after if you need more time to decide. So here with group number 1, this is the Golden Tarot. I guess I'll just show you the Golden Tarot. Group 1. Group 2 is the Gilded Tarot Royale. Group 3 is Wisdom of the Oracle. And then group 4 is Angels and Ancestors. If I get stuck, you may find that I go back to my typical, my usual deck, the Rider deck. Okay, so again, take as much time as you need. Come into this with an open mind, and only please only watch if it calls to you. Otherwise, it may not be, the messages may not be for you. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is Golden Tarot. Cat Black. This was actually the first deck that I learned tarot on a long time ago. Anyways, let's take a look into this reading for you. Who were you in your past life? Now, I haven't really done it this style before, so let's see how the messages come out. I actually have no idea what's going to happen here. Spirit, this reading is for group 1. And you'll see some sticky notes over the nudity because YouTube is going to give me like a warning if I have it. Spirit, this reading is for group 1, please. Who were they in a past life? What is your first message for us, group 1 Golden Tarot? Thank you. Moving backward, Spirit, moving backward. Who were they in a past life, in this particular lifetime, that is of importance for them to know about at this point of their lives? Thank you. So we have here the 2 of Wands. Let me get a few more. Who were they, please, in a past life, in this particular past life? Wheel of Fortune. This is already really interesting, but I just don't want to jump ahead of myself. Let's see. The Ace of Coins. Wow. Okay. And then the Death card. Okay. All right, group 1. So I am taking this first card to be you in the 2 of Wands. Okay. Now this, I need to get further detail about some actual specifics about you, but I'm getting more so your energy first. So let's just go with that. In this particular past life that we're channeling, I'm feeling that you may have been a philosopher of sorts. I don't know if that's in a literal professional sense or what, but just your general outlook on life, it was highly spiritual, and maybe even for some of you analytical or something like that. You had a very broad perspective, a great, and they said like a big mind or something like that. You had a huge perspective in front of you. So this means that, I don't know if it was like optimism or just like really great and grand ideas, there were no limits to you in this lifetime. And it's really interesting. And weirdly enough, I was going to do instead a pick a card about something with destiny, but it's like a whole complicated thing. Like, I don't want to get into it because of free will and everything. But in this lifetime, you had this particular idea about your destiny. I'm feeling a sense of fearlessness from you in this lifetime, and you were very aware that there was this destiny in front of you, and even that you were going to make it as prosperous as possible, and not just through your own creations. It's almost like you were in this really beautiful flow with the universe and even with your guides. And this particular deck has a very different depiction of the death card. You can see here literal angels who are, I'm not really sure what they're doing actually, but they're kind of just, I believe they're kind of working with you. Okay, I kind of got chills with this message. Okay, oh my goodness. Oh, I understand. Okay, so that's why they're telling you about this. Group 1, I have some news for you. I feel like your guides are trying to tell you that in this particular lifetime, you actually didn't get to complete a particular part of your path, and that's why you were meant to hear this today, because whatever it was in this past lifetime. Now, I don't read for life and death, even though literally it says death, right? I don't really read for that. But the nature of this video is like, of course there was a physical death because of, obvious, right? And they're saying like, I don't know what the circumstances were. I don't know how things ended, how you departed from the physical earth or wherever you were. It seems that you still had some things to do, right? Or that you intended to do, or that your guides maybe even requested of you, or I don't know how it works exactly with guides, but I do feel that there was some, I guess, unfinished business in a way. I don't like that term, but that's kind of in the other deck, actually, the red one you saw earlier, they have a card that says unfinished symphony, and I thought of that as well. Now, this is not to say that you have to do any of these things, but I'm feeling that because of the expansive space that was your mind, it was limitless, right? It was like the sky's the limit kind of thing, right? I'm not sure if you set an intention and this was more so your energy that's like kind of holding on, or if maybe there was something that was meant for you, but again, it's just something kind of went a little bit off track there. It's hard to say that, but whatever happened here, whatever is the case, I kind of feel like your guides are bringing this now back into your existence, and that's why you're meant to hear this, that you're meant to continue that pathway. Okay? If you happen to know about past lives and karma and like, I don't know, like reincarnation energy stuff, please do let us know below. It's super interesting to me. I wish I knew more about it. So your guides here, I kind of felt, not to say, that's why it was a little eerie to me. I don't think they were like pulling you back, but they were trying to tell you something. And now I'm kind of feeling like they're even imparting some type of knowledge, wisdom, download, something that was meant to reach you in this lifetime. Even as we speak, there might be some strange insights coming through to you, recognition, almost like this amnesia that's lifting. And I'm seeing that right now. If that's happening as we speak for any of you, please do let me know, because that's a powerful message. I don't think I've ever really seen that before. Okay, so I'll get into what this could be, like if there is something either you're meant to do or like whatever the case is, I'll try to get that for you. But going back to who you were here, I don't really read for gender either. Honestly, this is really not giving me much of a masculine or feminine energy either way, but and I was trying to get like some details like that, or age or name, but I guess that stuff doesn't really matter. I'm reading your energy. So again, it's like this entrepreneur, this explorer, this the philosophical part of you. I think it came from just the part of your mind that it wants to teach and it wants to learn everything and expand in all ways. It's very overwhelming, actually. This makes me feel like this could have been around the time of, it kind of reminds me of the Renaissance, like the term Renaissance person, I guess, right? Kind of like that. So I have no idea. Like maybe some of you are drawn to that time period, or anything regarding that. What's this here in your hand? It says, oh, it says Asia, and is that supposed to be? Yeah, it's supposed to be a globe, right, or something or other. So again, going back to the persona, I'm feeling a sense of fearlessness, and it feels like it definitely feels like someone who feels they can do it all, but this is in a strangely humble sense. It's not like someone who believes that they are so amazing that they can just, you know what I mean? Like it's not like that. This is a humble sense. I kind of feel like in a weird way, you didn't even say this to anybody. There was no sharing of this information. This was more like, no, this is for me and this is for my path here. Let's see anything else. Is there any other further detail? Like with the Ace of Coins, I do feel there was a good deal of tangible success, whether you created prosperity for yourself or others. I'm feeling a complete lack of like greed or selfishness. This, how can I even describe this? It's almost like I've never even met a person like this. So it's like hard to say. You were just so free. Like there was no limitations. There was really no anything. I'm seeing like no attachment surrounding you. So I think for a lot of you, you may not have necessarily had like, not to say you didn't have loving connections. I don't really think that's the case. But there's just this weightlessness to your energy here. So if any of you feel like any of these pieces resonate, like you want to explore, you want to travel, you want to do all these things, you want to be an entrepreneur, like I would not be surprised at all. I don't know how it translates into this lifetime though, because any number of things could have changed, right? And when I said before, like it's either for yourself or for other people, I do feel that a big part of what you were doing, like you didn't care where the money went or the prosperity went. You just wanted to create it, or you just wanted to make it that reality, because your specialty was the vision. You were a visionary. I think if I could boil it down into one word, it would be visionary. And you didn't care where the results of it went. You just wanted to create that energy into this world so that it was there, so that it was real. Yeah, kind of like there was just so many different talents that I feel that you had, or roles. Again, whether it was just in your like maybe archetype or something, or like an actual profession. I don't see you tied down to anything. Like, for example, if it was a career path or whatever, I just feel a sense of freedom. And again, this could be relating to the time period that this was in. Now, I am really, really pathetic with like history and whatever. So the closest I could get for you guys was like the term Renaissance. So let's just kind of leave it at that. And what else? What else? Here it does look like, actually, it does look like you have a psychic gift, forward thinking, where it could have been maybe clairvoyance or something with, I don't know, like precognition or whatever. And this is, I feel, why you were so in harmony with your destiny and your guides and the whole bigger picture of, like, I guess, higher powers and energy. Because you kind of knew, like, you weren't afraid, probably a little bit for that reason, because you just kind of knew, like you understood where things were going, or you could just feel it within your system. Super powerful stuff. Is there anything else that they need to know? Who were they in a past life? I don't know how this connects to ancestors, by the way, like if our ancestors were this past life. Again, I don't know. If you guys know about it, please let me know. But I kind of was getting the letter A, so perhaps that resonates with some of you guys. We have here the Hermit, pretty much the same thing. Just very solo, a teacher, a philosopher, a thinker, a very deep thinker. A lot of you, for the fun of it, just invented stuff, like amazing, right? It truly is Renaissance person. I feel like just that term keeps coming up. But yeah, an inventor. Again, they said teacher because of this light that you have. It's like this wisdom. Extremely chill. Like, just anything is like, so take it or leave it. Like, you don't need anything. You don't even want anything. You're just there. You're just existing in your fullest life, in your freedom, in your vision. And it almost sounds like, I guess, kind of like a Buddhist perspective. I've read a little bit about that. Just kind of like not that lack of desire, I believe. But anyway, and we have here the Queen of Wands. I think on some level you did understand that there was this purpose that you had to give back in some way to the world, or the collective, I'll say instead. I think if you were a member of some kind of either, I don't know, like something having to do with royalty or authority or whatever, if you were, you didn't tell anyone, or you didn't make that a thing of importance. Because you can see here it's Queen, right? I don't think that mattered to you at all. I think you just understood that you had this special energy or presence or ability, and it didn't interfere at all, or it didn't even really contribute anything, because this is just who you were rather. Is there anything else that we need to know? Any interesting things here? Ace of Coins maybe, and the Wheel of Fortune. Kind of the same exact thing. Remember I said to you before that you were giving to people and you didn't care where the money went? It's the same thing. See, like, kind of just helping out where you can, doing what you could in a, it is quite a humanitarian way. I don't know if you called it that in your mind. I think that it was a little bit less structured than that. It was just, again, who you were. It was just part of your being. No other message there, really. Anything else that they need to know about who they were in this particular lifetime? Any other details, clarity that they need to know? And you did keep this going. 7 of Wands in the Chariot. We have 2 number 7s there. Getting into what the Death card again. I feel like there's a message coming in here. Again, it could have just been that you were going to continue this. There's really no reason for this to stop. So if, like I said, if this sounds like you in this lifetime, I feel like you are at complete freedom to keep this going. I don't know what it translates to, though, because I don't know if you've tried it and you're succeeding at it. You've already had some success. Maybe you're planning something now. If some of you feel like you have a blockage to this, then definitely you may have to do some chakra clearing. Again, I always talk about the video I have in the description if you need to get some tips on that. Let me see. Any other final messages for who they were in the past lifetime? Anything with the Chariot and 7 of Wands as well? Thank you. Yeah, so we have Judgment here. Guides of group 1, would you like to chime in here and tell them about why you're pulling them in this card? Like, what is this? What do they need to take from this? Thank you. I feel like you've already done very well in terms of just your spiritual path and your lifetimes. So I don't want you to think that you're pressured into doing all of these things and saving the world and stuff. You don't really necessarily have to do that. I feel like you just have to be true to yourself. However, group 1, there is a message that just came through here. Now, you are clearly a person of light. And the Devil card being here and the Judgment card, it makes me feel like one reason why your guides are so, they're really grasping and like clutching and saying, hey, don't go yet. We need your help. That's exactly what I felt. I feel like that's the message here, that they need extra help, or I guess instead of like just your mission, the collective mission is not done yet. And so that's probably, I would guess, is why they're trying to cling on to you and saying like, hey, you can still do a lot of good here. Now, I don't know if that's how it works, but that's kind of the vibe I got because the Devil card. Because in the collective, obviously there's a lot of struggle with positive, negative energy, negative energy or darkness and whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of that, and we need all the help we can get. I feel like that is true. I don't know. I don't know how it's resonating. But let me know your thoughts, group 1. Obviously, not like, again, I don't know about destiny exactly how it all works, but a big part of life is free will, right? So again, you don't have to do anything or feel pressured or anything like that. But if this interests you and this makes you feel good to hear, you are being completely 100,000% supported by, of course, your guides and by the universe, okay? I do think that you're going to do a lot of good, or you already have, and it's just meant to continue. It's like the stream is going to continue. So maybe, I guess the last thing is to think about what you want, what your desire is, because, you know, you have a right to also want something, or at least whatever you feel you need within your soul as well. Can we have a final message, a closing message for group 1, our Golden Tarot group? Thank you. And just in case you were wondering, again, I really didn't get a specific, like a name or a defining detail. And I guess, I mean, Maybe some of the groups will get that, but I think this is, this is good enough with just like knowing your energy. Final card we have here is the Queen of Swords, so a little bit more of that feminine energy here. And again, it shows like that you're speaking, that there's this truth, that there's still more truth to be told. There's still more. I feel like in this lifetime you're channeling truth, even from this lifetime as well. From this past lifetime as well. So that could be a big part of it. Maybe a big part of your path, your destiny are your words, your truth, what you have to say, and people will listen, or they should, because it's important what you're saying. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you. I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much to your guides for their help on this reading. And if you guys want a personal reading, info is below. If you like this, please subscribe, and thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care, bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the Gilded Tarot Royale. I'm going to do my best to get as much detail as possible. For group 1, I got a lot of just energy and persona, so if I do get details, specific details for you guys, I'll do my best, but obviously with a collective reading, a general reading, might be a little tough to do that, but we'll see. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, our Gilded Tarot Royale. Please and thank you. Can you tell us about who they were in their past life, this specific past life that they're meant to hear about today? Alrighty, Spirit, moving backward. Who were they in the past life, in this particular past life we need to know about today? Thank you, thank you. Right away we have the Tower. Okay, what else? We have the Lovers. Oh my, okay. I have no idea where this is going yet, but let's see. Spirit, who are they in the past life? The past life that they need to know about. But the cards are coming out pretty strong. Then the Seven of Swords. Okay, what is going on here? Spirit, can you tell us specifically only for group 2, not another person yet? Who were they? Only group 2, Gilded Tarot Royale. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Now the way that the cards fell out, you can kind of see it's centered on just the middle card, right? So I'm going to take this as, I feel your overall energy in this lifetime. I don't know the details just yet, but I'm going to get there. I feel like your overall energy was the Lover's card. Now, I am seeing you surrounded by quite a bit of intense energy in this particular lifetime. Okay. So, I mean, obviously we have the Tower on one side of you, and then the other side we have the Seven of Swords. It's kind of like there was this chaos and deception, or even like in some cases betrayal. There was like disorder, maybe. This is the total opposite of group 1. I just thought it was interesting, not to compare, but I just thought that like I was not prepared for this. I feel that your soul has and still has a ton of fire. Okay, now I'm not looking at zodiacs or anything, but I just the Ace of Wands. Okay, this is the fire. It's like a literal torch. I kind of feel like that had to do with your psychic abilities, your whatever powers that you had, so we'll get into that. The Eight of Pentacles, I feel like, is another piece of the puzzle of who you were. This was your mind. I am feeling a great deal of an analytical mind, to the point where it may have, even on certain days, it could have been like this almost like obsessions that you may have had with certain things because of the chaos. And I don't want to say, they kind of use the word strife, but I don't know, it just kind of came out. But because of the chaos or whatever was going on here in this lifetime, and I can't really feel the time period just yet. If I can get that, I'll be very lucky. But because of everything going on, I feel that your soul, and every part of you, not just your soul, I feel like there was some struggle, understandably, to be grounded and to even be safe physically, as well as other ways. There's a lot going on here. So if this is starting to resonate with you, I don't know how it's been for you in this present lifetime, but if you do feel like, whether it's like anxiety or a lot of imbalance or whatever, some of that could have been from this lifetime. There was no sense of rest or stillness in this time frame, at least that we're looking at. and it was just a lot. Now, going back to your persona, the energy of you guys, I feel like a big part of the fire within you was coming from your heart space. There was so much passion and fire, and um it's like explosive energy. I even got like an image of fireworks, and then I have this wind chime that started to make noise behind the curtain, which kind of scared me a little. I don't know if you heard that, but it was lightly dinging, and it usually doesn't do that when I have the curtain closed. So that was strange. Anyway, so I feel, and again, I can't really tell about your physical description just yet, but whatever the case was, whoever you were in a physical sense, the passion and the burning fire was just so intense. I do think that there was a bit of a lack of the balancing and maybe healthy balanced channeling, right? So in other words, it was extreme on some occasions, which is why I think I saw like the obsessive part, right? There could have been like in some ways like this mental obsessiveness or whatnot, but not to say that's a bad thing, because it could certainly be a good thing. For like here it looks like you literally read through all these books in one go, whatever the case was. For this reason, this the way that your mind worked, I feel like you were brilliant, okay? Extremely brilliant and able to figure out many different things. Solutions to things and answers to the riddles of life and secret knowledge, stuff like that other people just maybe, I don't think that they really understood it. And it could have been a spiritual thing too, right? The tower, I don't know if that was specific only to you, because honestly, I felt like this was sort of the time frame that you were in, which again, I feel like could contribute to some things. Yes, whatever goes on in this lifetime that we're in is very relevant. We have our genetics, we have our own personal experiences or traumas that can make us feel ungrounded, anxious, and everything. But I am feeling that this could have easily been part of it. I don't know if it's like genetic memory, in fact. It feels like the world was kind of falling apart. This my goodness, if you guys, if this is familiar to any of you for whatever reason, please let me know what you think this is. Like, let me know the group though, because I won't remember. But this feels like the world was in a state of chaos, disorder, maybe even darkness. I don't know if it's like the dark ages, like literally that word. I mean, that term, I have no idea. But it just seems like there was so much that needed to come to truth and to light. Again, with the Seven of Swords being here, it just seems like there was like a veil in front of everybody else. But you didn't seem to be affected by that. I think that you knew things on a deeper, more psychic level. Here we have some beautiful imagery from I'm assuming Egypt. Okay, again, I'm really not good at history and whatever, but I'm assuming that's Egypt. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But anyways, yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the high priestessy vibes. Okay, and I don't know if that's a literal thing, high priest or priestess, right? Again, like that psychic energy, perhaps someone of sacred knowledge, let's say. I don't know if maybe you did have this legendary lover type of thing, like I was just thinking of the song, the Katy Perry song. I forget the lyrics, but that could be of some significance to you guys if you did get drawn to like a sort of like a love connection thing. But what else do we need to know? Who were they in the past life? What do they need to know? Again, we have mystery. We have a lot of things that were just not revealed. Let's see what other imagery we have here. The moon energy in itself and the water, which is matching perfectly actually in this deck. It's not usually that way. You can see the similarity with the water, the depths of the water. This to me represents a great deal of psychic ability, just this knowing. Okay, and I think that kind of freaked people out. I don't know how vocal you were about it, but I think that freaks people out in this time frame that you were in. So you know how it goes, like in certain times of history, this type of thing would not be praised. It would be feared, I think. Speaking of praise, we have here the Six of Wands, which does give a very ancient kind of vibe. Like literally it looks like a knight here. I don't know what the purpose of that is, though. What do we need to know about the Six of Wands, or any other clues here as to who they were in this past life that we're looking at? Thank you. Oh, interesting. So we have Justice. This kind of does look like justice in a more legal sense or community sense rather than what I usually read this for. What was their part in this, though? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's kind of hard to say with everything going on. It's just so much. I do think that you wanted justice, peace, and some kind of order to things. I don't know if you got to get to that point, though. So if, let's say, you didn't get to achieve that, and maybe some of that energy rolled over into this lifetime, maybe you do have that deep sense of, no, like, I need justice, I do need peace, I do need to feel like I want this success, or I just want some type of peace for not just myself, but everyone involved, kind of like that. What else do we need to know? Who were they in the past lifetime? Anything? So we have Seven of Wands. Okay, this kind of made me do a double take here. The way that this card looks, this is not going to resonate for all of you, but I kind of feel like there may have been a physical injury in a past lifetime, where you may have lost the use of one of your arms or a part of it or something. Kind of like a strange message, I guess, to receive, but that's not for everyone. I just saw that, like, just for a second. I was like, oh, what happened there? What else, please? What do we need to know? Page of Pentacles. Is there anything else about the Lover's card that we need to know? And the Emperor. And the Handman. There's not honestly, there's not that many new messages I'm getting from these last three cards, but with the Hanged Man, it just seems to me like you were trying to do your best and create some order, structure, even, like, I don't want to say authority, but you were trying to create some order and some light in a world where that just didn't seem realistic at all. Let me see if I can do another angle to this. Let me see if I want to use a different deck. Do I need another deck, Spirit? Or what do I need? Let's try... do they have a message about a lover too? Is that why that came out? Or is it for a different reason? What is the purpose of that? Maybe. We have King of Swords here. And the Hermit. See, that's why I said maybe. I'm glad I said maybe, because maybe that message wasn't for all of you. Some of you, yeah, okay, I think we're split here. Some of you, I do feel that there was someone at your side who was very righteous and ethical and honest, and they did have the same values as you. The rest of you, honestly, I kind of feel like you took some type of a vow of either silence, solitude, or whatever, because that's what you felt that you wanted or needed at that time, and you just really wanted to walk that path on your own, mainly to develop some kind of knowledge, okay? So I feel like that's half of you. The rest of you, I do feel like there is this person who was pretty much just, they were good. They were positive and good, honest, moral, had the same ethics as you, and I'm not sure what happened in this connection at all. I have no idea, actually. I don't know what, but if there, I mean, there could be a karmic thing there, or however it works. Maybe that sounds familiar to someone that you know in your lifetime here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover, though. It could be anyone at your side that has that vibe, right? Because we can switch roles. We can switch roles between the lifetimes of what we are to each other. But that's what I'm seeing there. There is like a powerful partner for some of you, okay? Any other final messages about who were they in this past lifetime? Any other clues or important things to note for group 2? Thank you. Seven of Cups. And the Ten of Swords. So I think the final message here We have 10 of Swords here, and I just peeked to the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom. I think there's a message here. The final message has to do with your completion, right? However, this lifetime came to a close. I think that whatever the case is, your guides are giving you the option or the freedom to wholly choose the path that you want to take here and now. I do feel like there is this wanting for a sense of completion. And what draws me to this card most is actually the rose. So I don't know if the rose means anything to you. I don't know if that symbolizes romantic love or unconditional love, or that just like something in your heart space could be, or any other symbol that is relevant in your life. That's the one that I was drawn to the most. So I'll take that as, with all of this stuff here that's going on, and with all the power that you embody, I think that all you really need to do, not to make it sound easy to do, but all you need to do is go within your heart space and channel this power. Now, if you watch my video from yesterday, some of you, by odds, did receive that same message about the heart chakra. So that could be interesting for you guys. Again, in the description, I talk about in some videos energy healing and chakra healing. So if you feel like your heart chakra needs healing, please look into it, okay? But anyway, so yeah, I think that that is how your abilities are going to be channeled. Now, again, I don't know what happened here in the time frame that you're in, the timeline that you're in. But whatever the case is, we're here now, right? And wherever you want to take this, it is entirely up to you, okay? It's entirely up to you. I feel like either way, you're going to bring some type of justice and light into the world, okay? So group 2. Interesting reading, to say the least. I am a little confused, but, you know, if this did resonate, please let me know. Even if it doesn't sound like familiar to this lifetime, but it still felt right to you, you can let me know as well. But I guess I'll leave it there. So thank you guys so much. If you want a personal reading instead of this general one, the info is below. And if you did enjoy this or get something from this, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the Wisdom of the Oracle. This should be interesting, being that it's an oracle deck. Let's see how I do here. Spirit, this reading is for group 3, Wisdom of the Oracle. Please and thank you. Who were they in a past lifetime? Any important messages, interesting and important messages that they're meant to hear today, relevant to their past life. Thank you. Spirit, what is your first message, please, for group number 3, Wisdom of the Oracle? Sorry, got interrupted there. Oh my god. Group 3. This is kind of crazy because this was the card that I had seen at the bottom of the deck, and I had a weird feeling about it, and here it is again. This is regeneration. Okay, so clearly we are seeing here that you are a very old soul, to put it lightly. A very, very old soul, okay? I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of information to come out. But in terms of getting a persona, I'm already getting a persona, weirdly enough, from this tree. The tree looks like it's reaching up and extending itself towards the light. Kind of a divine light, too. Okay? And as you can see, it's kind of growing from... I don't know if this is like an energy of, like, literally it looks like the energy of death and whatever was going on here. But here you are, okay? So this is your persona, I feel. That is a very interesting card to get. It was not a human whatever at all, like the other groups, that's what I kind of got. Okay? But yeah, like I said, this is extremely powerful. We have this blue, let me see what this is. It looks like a blue flower. I can't really make it out too well. There in the center, so I will get more on that. Hopefully, I don't know if it's talking about like maybe a psychic energy, could be throat chakra. But this is part of who you were in a past lifetime. Now let's try to get it to a human sense, but if we can. Spirit, what else can you tell us, please? Who were they in a past life? Wisdom of the Oracle, group 3. Thank you. Now, I don't know how this works, okay, in terms of past life and everything, just all the crazy specific information. Actually, Kaylee knows about this. I don't know if you've ever, if you heard me talking about her, but Kaylee, she does Akashic record readings, and she's excellent. If you ever want to check her out, the link is always in my description. But she talks about soul origins. Okay, so we have here regeneration by the book and deep knowing. Now, again, I don't know too much about this, but there is a chance that you didn't even originate here on this planet Earth. I guess that's in line with the term star seed, or I've heard of indigo child. I don't even know what that is, but I'm sure you guys have heard of this. But then here, when we're getting into the 3D, right? Let's get to planet Earth. So that was my goal. It looks like you then kind of had to almost like create a human mold, okay? And it looks like you did achieve that. Here with deep, you took your knowledge with you though. This card, deep knowing. You took this knowledge with you, and then you just, I guess, like appeared as kind of like you, in a sense, it was almost like you looked like everyone else, but that obviously was a deceptive thing because you are not like everyone else. So what do we need to know about who they were in this past lifetime that we're looking at? More that they need to know about. Okay, I honestly am a little freaked out because you got no place like home. That's oh my god, that blows me away, okay? And you have a house floating in the sky. I mean, really. Whew. Are you guys like alien? Oh my god. You have the fates here. So I think that part of your, I don't know if it's like your mission on Earth, you were meant to be a guide, I think, for many people. Okay. Okay, wait. My brain is glitching here. I feel like you already were a spirit guide, okay? Because this past lifetime has already passed, and you've departed from Earth many times, but you stuck around many of those lifetimes. I get, however it works in the spiritual realm, I suppose, to be a guide. That's on your psychic spiritual job description. I was a guide for people. That is wild. Didn't expect these messages to come out like this. This is really this is really otherworldly. The no place like home card, if you guys have felt for a long time, even from the very beginning, that you felt you were out of place here, you didn't belong here. Some of you, it could have taken the form and manifested itself like of social anxiety or awkwardness or exclusion. I can see why, okay? This is a very hard thing for most people to relate to, right? But yeah, that could contribute to this because of the soul origin here that we're seeing. And again, it makes sense to me that your card of focus to tell me who you were is not even human, right? So going back to that, there is still a ton of deep knowing, psychic energy, profound psychic energy. But whenever I see tree, I think of wisdom, okay? I think of something ancient, actually. When I don't picture just like a regular tree in a park, let's say. I picture something really, really ancient, powerful, and deeply rooted, okay? I think of the trees of knowledge, or sometimes in those movies where they have this epic scene in the woods and it's like, you know, set in the past or whatever. So much strength and connection to both the higher power, the universe, as well as the earth. So you're like in the middle there. I guess maybe it's almost a messenger of sort. Okay. What else do we need to know? Who were they in the past lifetime, especially anything after this origin point? This is really, honestly, one of the most interesting backstories I've ever seen. We have fork in the road and breathe. Here it's funny because it literally looks like you have to get used to your human body and get used to breathing because you were not originally human, I think. And it's funny to me, I know how it sounds, right? Now, thankfully, all of you who are watching this probably are already spiritual. If I said this to like a non-spiritual person, they'd be like, you're out of your mind, chick, what are you talking about? But it seems like to me that you literally had to get used to being human. And this doesn't surprise, I've met people like this, you know, like that kind of just had the issues with the physical self. And I do often feel like that too, like, oh, like very, creaky and stuff. Anyway, so we have here fork in the road. Here it's kind of like you're trying to figure out where you're going, because although you had this great deal of knowledge in the past, I think that as you cycled through the lifetimes, and there were many, that I don't know if it works like this. You can let me know in the comments if you know about this, but it kind of feels like you had a little bit of amnesia, right? Every single step of the way, and you're like, wait a second, I don't know where I'm going anymore. So somewhere the knowledge is still within you, and in the ultra deep conscious, whatever you want to call it, right? But at the same time, it's going to be a little bit hard to access, I think. And here we have the literal signs on your path, the signs on the road. Again, I am not seeing you as a human sense. I'm seeing you as the animal. Actually, I'm not even sure what kind of animal that is. Looks like a llama or an alpaca. No, I have no idea. But anyway, I'm seeing you as this animal. So again, it's like giving me this sense of non-humanness. Although this other animal here, which I don't know if it's like a monkey, is trying to sort of help you out. And there's an owl here on your back, which I just noticed. There are other guides. You're not the only guide. You also had guides, right? And they're trying to help you out and say, hey, go this way. And you understand on a deeper level that this is true, that this is where you are meant to go, that you're guided to go, and you just follow that. What do we need to know about this particular lifetime? Who were they? Anything that can help us get details closer to home. Messages here. We have milk and honey. This is cute. What else? And then we have thinker. Oh, that hurts my heart, because I kind of feel like many of you only feel home when you're like in fantasy, or like really stuck in your head, or maybe you're kind of even just remembering. You know, a lot of you may not have realized that you were just simply remembering this place called home, like where you just felt so like luxurious and safe and warm. And that's not to say you don't feel like that in this lifetime, but again, everyone's different, has a different situation. But I think that a lot of you kind of just got into this habit of getting stuck in the mind space, where either you're like in fantasy or thought, like deep thought in some way, projecting your consciousness elsewhere. There are a lot of limitations, I suppose, to the physical body in a sense. Like, for example, we can't just like, you know, travel anywhere physically. We can't like fly around, but astral projection, there's really no limits there, right? Well, mostly. So I feel like you guys, some of you have, if you've experienced that, right? Astral projection, like your soul kind of traveling around. I feel like that really elates you, and just, again, you have this opportunity to visit this place that you call home. So I guess as a sidebar advice, if you guys are longing for this place called home, I suppose what you could do is you could get more into the psychic work of things and really get involved with it. So whether it's like tarot cards, divination, magical stuff, meditation, astral travel, all the things I mentioned, I feel like you would get a little piece of that feeling of home. For me, that's true with my creativity. So that's also a form of channeling. If you guys are creative, definitely, that's one way that you can get a piece of home, because you're channeling something from a different place, and this ancient place within yourself as well. Anything else about who were they in a past lifetime or past life? Okay, so we have TikTok. I don't know why I did that. And then, oh, this is really, really interesting. Wait, let me put this together for you. We have TikTok, serendipity, and here and now. That's kind of crazy. Okay, my brain is doing a weird thing right now. Let me just put this together. I'm flashing. Ugh, okay. Okay, so I'm sorry, but this is really a very difficult message to translate, because I'm kind of not accessing just my own. Oh, okay. What just happened here, group 3? What just happened here was I was kind of traveling a little bit here to the different lifetimes and dimensions and realities that you guys have been in. And that's why my brain imploded there for a moment. TikTok is representing time for you, which is weird because it's like time is, I guess, an illusion, right? But then you're here and now, in the present, in this lifetime, Like here we are, look around the room if you need to get grounded, right? Which is what I'm doing now. You're grounded here in this reality. We have a date and time of this place that we're in right now and a location, right? And then we have serendipity, which is where, you know how the brain kind of goes a little crazy with stuff like deja vu, and then these synchronicities come and you're like, what's happening right now? And you just have the chills. This is all everything that just happened just now. It all kind of spiraled together and made me just like have a moment where I was timeless, and I also was kind of in this strange dimension. Okay, I'm still kind of reeling from that. I don't even know where I am right now. That was actually unbelievable. That's the first time that's happened to me, so thank you for that. So I don't know where you just went or where I just went, but this feels to me like perhaps. I don't know if this is the space between lifetimes. Maybe it could have been. If some of you have ever partaken in any kind of trippy substances, which I've heard stories of other people telling me, like they see some weird stuff, like maybe that resonates with you. I don't know if that's what happens, like if it just like warps our reality, but I wonder if there was also through also, like, let's say deep meditation or other psychic work, some of you may have been able to access that place. Please let me know if you know what this is. This is a place, well, that's, you know, I use that term loosely, but it's like a state of being, maybe, if that's how I can describe it. It's not the past or the future or here and now. It's like everything all at once. So it's just like, I need a minute. I don't know why they gave this to you, but maybe again they are trying to tell you, get into the psychic work, maybe, especially if you are new to spirituality. If you happen to be new to the channel, especially, I probably scared you away, but if you like, I think that they're encouraging you to get into the sacred psychic realms of any kind, whatever that might be. I feel that's home for you. Okay, so that's my conclusion. I have to wind this down because this is a lot. But I'm glad you stuck with it if you did. You may have, some people probably just stopped watching. But anyway, what else is the final message for group 3? Who were they in a past life? Thank you. Okay, so we have Unfinished Symphony. So the final message here we're getting is that, yeah, there was a lot of unfinished stuff in this particular lifetime. Now, I do want to briefly mention that I mentioned this particular card in group 1. You don't have to watch it if you're not called to it, but I just wanted to make that connection that I did mention it there. But anyway, we have the musical, well, I was thinking musical scales here. And then we have this person sitting on top of this egg-looking thing who looks quite eccentric, I guess, right? Unique. And probably severely misunderstood as well. So group 3, I think the final message is just simply to continue. They don't have a blueprint for you because you already have that. If you feel that you don't, if you feel like you're directionless, you have no idea where to go or what to feel or think or do or anything like that, that's all an illusion. Okay, that is a complete falsehood. Remember, you're this tree with the knowledge leading towards the light. You've been through many, many, many lifetimes. So in reality, the problem is actually the blindness or that amnesia. So in conclusion, right, gotta wrap it up, right? In conclusion, this psychic work, meditative work, spiritual work, whatever, the clarity work is going to get you one step closer and closer and closer to this knowledge. And I am so excited for you because I know that you can do it. You just probably have to start if you haven't already. Some of you have started, that's great. Probably you know what I mean. Let me know below if it resonates and if that is true and what you've discovered and stuff like that. But I think I'll leave it there because this reading has like an enormous amount of power. It blew open my third eye chakra and I got lost. I hope I can remember that feeling. I don't know if I'll be able to access that time space, whatever that was, but it was really cool. So there's that. So there we have it, group 3. Thank you so much. If you stuck around to the end of this reading, let me know your thoughts, if anything. Thank you so much. If you want a personal reading instead, link is below. And if you did enjoy this, feel free to subscribe. But I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. This is by Kyle Gray, and I only have 2 of his decks, and I think one of his little mini books, but he's actually a really good writer. I feel like the messages resonate, so if you ever want to check it out, the book is actually really good. Spirit, this reading is for group 4. Please and thank you. Who are they in a past life? Anything that they need to know? Any important messages pertaining to this lifetime as well. Spirit, for group 4, what is your first message? Who were they in a past lifetime? This particular past life that we need to know about. Thank you. Whoop. Okay, let's just take this one. Oh, well, that was obvious. We already have warrior, okay? It says be fearless and stand strong. Let's see what else I can get. I mean, that kind of, I feel like that definitely fits. Let's see what else. There's quite a bit of these types of cards. I mean, that's what this deck is all about. So let me get the full picture here. There's going to be more of these like archetypes or these figures here. Who were they in a past life? We have High Priest, intend and create. Very nice. What else? Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Hermit, retreat and recharge. Traveler, move in a new direction. So we have quite a bit to work with here. Definitely, I feel like the first card resonates the most strongly, that you guys were a fighter. It could have been a literal warrior in some sense, depending on, I suppose, the time period and whatever. But this, without a doubt, I feel like is the the energy of your soul. A fighter, a warrior, someone who is very courageous. I just don't know some of the details here, and also how through the lifetimes all of this translated into this lifetime now. But I feel like this is quite the strong message. Elder and High Priest give me a similar, actually the Hermit as well, give me similar vibes in that there's this knowledge that you guys have, which I think the other groups kind of got. There's something about knowledge here, and yeah, like sacred knowledge and psychic ability definitely coming through strong in this entire reading. In terms of Traveler, though, I kind of feel like here, whatever was going on here and whatever, I don't want to say like responsibilities, but whatever vibes were going on here for you guys, I feel like at the end of the day, you did kind of have to leave for some important reason. I don't know what just yet, but I'm just feeling that all of this energy was sort of balled into one, and that's a lot to carry. That's a lot of, actually, that's the word they came up with. That's a lot of responsibility. There was an important reason that you had to leave. I'm getting this vision, this image of a person who has to kind of pack up their belongings in a very minimalist way, and they have to travel. They have to leave. This is not like the Eight of Cups. This is not like someone was abandoning or walking away or whatever. This was for a very specific reason. So I'm assuming that part of your journey was to do this, to travel or to explore something. I have to get more, but the setting is completely dark. It's like you're in this unknown land. I was getting like even there was nothing around. Honestly, I don't know this. I don't know if it's like in the Middle East that I was kind of seeing like this imagery, but I do feel like this was quite a long time ago. This was a very old past lifetime. Okay, I don't know if it's the word ancient, but it was quite a while ago. I can't get the time period exactly. If I see it, I'll let you know. But again, this person just had to pack up and go. So let's get a little more information. Maybe it had to do with your knowledge. I don't know. It's like maybe you knew something someone didn't want you to know. Spirit, what else do we need to know about who they were in this past lifetime? Now, maybe it has to do again with the time period that you were in, where maybe there were wars going on or some other kind of battles in that way. I think I think at the end of everything, you just wanted peace. That's all you wanted. Peace, and even maybe to be left alone because that's what was peaceful to you. I think you wanted to continue your psychic work and your soul's growth. And I am getting this specific feeling that you traveling or leaving or moving on or whatnot may not have been your choice. Okay? I'm not seeing you leaving anyone behind though, so there's that if you were curious about that. I'm kind of seeing you as a lone traveler. Okay? I don't think you were forced to leave either. I think that, meaning to say, like, I don't think you were like banished or exiled or anything like that. I just think that you had to make this choice internally is kind of what I saw. Spirit, what else do we need to know about who were they in a past lifetime, in the past life? Group number 4, Angels and Ancestors, Oracle. Now, with the Elder card, I kind of saw that you had a vision for something. I kind of got chills just now. If this time period in history sounds familiar, please let me know. I am not educated in history at all. I gotta catch up. It seems like you had a vision that something was going to happen, probably something pretty bad, and you were like, I'm just gonna go, okay? So, like, because you were not so connected to others for whatever reason, maybe you were just a solitary being, you just took it upon yourself to up and go because there was nothing you could do. Like, that's kind of another thing I meant of like, no, it wasn't, it's strange because it was both your choice and also you had no choice because, again, I'm seeing here that you had visions of this. So maybe you were some kind of a seer, you know? I mean, it does say high priest here, you know. And before I get the other card, I didn't forget about the other card. It just like went off screen. I feel that you were, they even gave me the word prophet. That is amazing. I do believe that you were a seer. I kind of feel like you didn't really want to be at times too, because you saw a whole bunch of things that were just a lot to deal with. Whether you wanted this ability or not, this was true to who you were, at your soul, at your core. And oh, and one other thing I almost forgot, you were silent. A lot of the times there was this silence about you. Again, I see that here. So either it was that I don't necessarily think that you were silenced, but I feel like people weren't listening, and that kind of caused you to this silence. And you're like, okay, people are not hearing me, and I clearly have all these answers and this knowledge, but they're basically being foolish, and I'm not going to waste my time with that. That's kind of the attitude I felt. Okay, now the other card that fell out was Skyfather, Trust in the Unknown. You were a seer of sort where you were fully in connection to these other beings, okay? So, any kind of spiritual beings, guides, they gave me even that term like vision quest, and just doing a whole lot of receiving, okay? So receiving messages, visions, dreams, prophecies. That's what I kind of meant by prophet. They said prophecies, okay? This is really intense. I feel like you in group 3, you guys need to write books, right? Like, you really need to write books because this is going to be like fantastical and super entertaining, just by you channeling these experiences, because group 3 and 4, this is turning out to be pretty similar. Although you were in human form, at least there's that, because group 3 actually wasn't, to spill the beans there. You did trust within the unknown. You had this special connection with all things unknown in the divine. Now, I'm going to point out something here that I find interesting. I usually talk with my hands, yeah? I channel with my hands too and stuff. I'm using my left hand. I'm right-handed. That is weird to me. My right hand is like completely just like paused right now. It's just like on my lap and it's not moving. And I'm going like I'm moving with my left hand. I find that odd. So I suppose, what is it? The left hand is supposed to be for receiving and I don't know if it represents like something unconscious. I forget actually, but I found that interesting. So I do think that you, again, you did a whole lot of receiving, and that's a big part of who you were. I don't think that you wanted to be some type of a fighter, although you were courageous and you did have that persona about you, but it maybe wasn't the time and place for that, for you at least. I don't know if that was because of some physical thing, like for example, you weren't allowed to, whatever. I don't know. But like either way, again, you're just so connected to these things. I'm feeling the energy of water now. When you were traveling, when you were leaving this place, wherever this was, I guess you called it home in a location sense, but it really wasn't. It didn't feel like that, at least. Again, I saw the darkness of the night, the moon, maybe it was the full moon, even like this bright, crazy full blue moon, and you're just walking away. It's very peaceful, very somber, really sad actually. Like the vibe behind it is really sad. It feels like a movie. This feels like a really cool movie actually. Yeah, so that's what I was getting so far. And I do think that you saw and maybe tried to speak some kind of a prophecy and you ended up being right. That blows my mind. I want to know what this is. Imagine that power to be able to predict something like that. Wow. Any other final messages for group number 4? Now, I suspect some of you in the comments are going to say, like, that you have a prophecy about this lifetime. Oh boy, please don't scare me with it. Someone once said a negative prophecy and I was like, oh no, please, let's not do this. I don't know how it all works, but I kind of suspect some of you are going to say that you have one about this lifetime. That would be interesting. Final message, please. Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. That's actually really good advice, because there's a lot going on here that is, it's just so, I guess it's ungrounded in a way. I mean, literally traveling like makes us feel ungrounded in many ways, and just with all of the, I don't know what happened here. That's the thing. This reading is not about that, I suppose, but I don't know what your prophecy was that you predicted. In a way, I kind of don't want to know, because it may be very, there might be a lot of negative things there. So I'm not going to go into that. It might even be triggering for some people. So I'm not going to do that. But I think that staying rooted and grounded is excellent advice. Maybe you are an Earth Guardian of some sort. I think that's a really nice title. I've heard of Earth, was it Earth Angel? And I think that this is what you are. In many ways, you're a guardian. You're a guardian of maybe just like not necessarily humans, right? But kind of Earth in itself. Like you're trying to watch out. You're trying to look out for planet Earth. You're trying to be like, hey, let's do this. Let's get this together. Now, it's funny to me. It's like it brought to my mind like how we translate things through the lifetimes. Maybe you guys are literally an activist for certain things, like environmental activists or animal activists, like stuff like that. That would be actually pretty cool. I think some of you definitely would resonate with that. Anything else? Just one final card for group 4. Thank you. And finally, we have Trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. And he has his hand on the heart chakra, it looks like. So this is how you can bring it all home. I feel, it maybe just work with balancing the energy exchange. Do what you can, putting out that positive giving energy that you used to have in your psychic energy, and then just kind of trying to balance everything out, because this was a lot to deal with. Okay. But again, I feel like this is the strongest. These two, I feel honestly, were two of the strongest cards. But it's not just that you're a traveler. It's really what is behind that, the implication behind that, and why you had to travel. And like, I truly have never seen anything like this, group 4. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it. This is extremely unique, and took me on a trip, no pun intended, honestly. If you're equally interested in group 3, if you happen to also be drawn to that, it definitely, I don't think it's going to resonate for you, but I think that you're going to find it interesting. Maybe someone pick that one. but group 3 and 4 were like the ones that just like gave me a complete brain glitch. Like it was super super cool to look into this energy. So group 4, I'm gonna leave it there because it's I need to ground myself. Thank you guys so much. If you want a personal reading instead, link is below. And if you got something from this reading, feel free to subscribe. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.